So firstly, before we get into the video, I just wanted to say that a lovely girl on Instagram made me a little YouTube banner, which you will see. I don't know why I'm pointing up, you won't see it if you go onto my channel. So I'm going to leave her Instagram name and everything below, just so you can head over and check her out, because I'm absolutely in love with it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So that was a very pleasant surprise to have in my emails one day. But this video is possibly the longest video I've ever actually uploaded. It was going to be 2 separate vlogs because I did have a lot of comments saying that people really enjoyed my photo shoot vlogs. My arm's getting tired, so I'm just putting my hand on my little table for a little bit. But I didn't get enough footage, sorry. So I just thought I would combine it to one video with the lesson that I had the day after. So it's a lesson vlog / behind the scenes of a photo shoot vlog type thing. So I hope you enjoy it. I know it's long. If you don't like the longer videos, let me know and I'll keep them shorter. Or if you do like them, again, let me know and I'll keep them longer. Well, if I can. But yeah, I'll leave you there and let you get straight into it. I hope you enjoy. So you know I love a good wee voiceover on this channel. We did do a little bit of a warm-up before this. In this clip, we're still warming up, but we didn't get the start of it in because that would have been a bit boring for you. So I'm just encouraging Moreno to stretch down here and really stretch through his back before I start asking him for a little bit more, and before I start asking him to go over the poles and everything. I'm just doing a little change of rein here. For Moreno especially, this is really important because if he isn't stretched before he starts working a little bit harder, he will throw a hissy fit, and rightly so. But with his age and everything, it's just extra important. You can tell there's no contact at all. Which is actually quite impressive for Moreno because a few weeks ago he wouldn't have been able to do that. He would have taken off. So that's some progress right out the gate for you. Here I'm just getting a little bit of contact. I think I'm bringing him over the poles. No, I'm not. Just getting a little bit of contact up, getting him moving forward. You can tell he's not on the bit or anything, well, as much as I would like him to be. That's just because again, not warmed up properly. I let him kind of go at his own pace for things like this. So we're just having a little trot, and then that's his sneezes, his regular sneezes. So that was actually an attempt at a canter transition, however, and I had an itchy nose. But Moreno, for some reason, didn't want to. I think it's because I usually have a bit of a longer warm-up than the instructor was telling me to. So he was just kind of a bit confused. He didn't really know what I was asking. So he got it that time. I'm just doing a bit of light seat here. This instructor, as you can tell, very fond of getting him nice and warmed up through his back, as we all should be. But it's a bit more important for me in this case, just because it was a shorter warm-up than he's used to. So I definitely thought he would need me off his back for a bit, because I'm not exactly featherweight anyway. So we're just going for a nice canter around the school. We rarely use the whole school, to be honest, just because it's absolutely massive. Like you can see, that's a full-size dressage arena in the bottom corner. It is huge. We do not need that much room. So just doing a little trot to change the rein here. As you can tell, he's putting his head down and everything, but he's again not on the bit. I didn't ask him to be. Another little canter this way, and it was absolutely roasting this day, by the way. I was sweating, Moreno was sweating, it was disgusting. But yeah, I thought I would let you know that crucial piece of information. So you can see down this long side, for some reason it's always this long side. It always goes a little bit more uphill in his canter. I'm not complaining because it's quite nice to look at, but I just don't know why he does it. I don't ask him for it. And down that corner, that's the scurry corner. That's the owner of the yard and Moreno's owner getting a horse out of a field. But he's petrified of that corner even whenever there's no one there. He always has been. I don't know why. I don't even think Moreno knows why. So here you can see he's starting to bring himself down a little bit. He's starting to use himself a little bit more. We're trying to work on, whenever he comes back from canter, keeping the trot, because it's more my bad habit than Moreno's. He'll come back from canter and then go to a very slow trot, almost as if he's predicting that I'll ask him to walk, which definitely isn't the case. So we just need to work on keeping the trot and making sure that he doesn't think if I ask him to come back to trot, that he's going to walk straight after. So we need to keep it forward. And in this lesson as well, we also had to work on getting him off my leg a bit. Here we're doing just bringing him back to quite a slow trot and then pushing him on a bit, just to make him a little bit more reactive. So you can tell he's not exactly thrilled about this, because that's a lot of work for him and he doesn't really enjoy that. He doesn't like to do a nice slow collected trot. He only really does a little choppy trot if he is feeling a bit tense or if it's a bit cold and he's a bit spooky. So that's the only time he really does it. So he's not really a fan of this. You can tell by his ears he's really not happy at the fact that he's being asked to work. So we're just going around here. It's still part of our warm-up. You can see now that he's starting to loosen up a little bit. And now he's definitely starting to loosen up. So this exercise absolutely exploded my brain. So it was, firstly, I can't remember now. I think it was like 5 strides of trot, 5 strides of walk, something along those lines. I'm not going to count in the video. It's something along those lines. And then trying to get Moreno to stop as soon as I asked and trot as soon as I asked. Which again is an issue for Moreno because he just likes stopping. He likes stopping or going full speed at spook. So that was a bit of a struggle. We also were trying to work on our walk a little bit, trying to keep him on the circle and keep him bending to see if we get a rounder walk. But we're now doing some, like not in this video, obviously just in our everyday work, we're now doing some walk poles just to try and fix the walk up a little bit, because does seem to be our downfall in our dressage tests. So after this exercise, it got even more confusing and my poor brain just couldn't handle it. So it was, was it again? So it was 2 strides sit and trot, and then I would do normal rise and trot for 2 strides, and then 2 strides sit and trot. And then I would walk whenever my instructor Clara told me to walk. So all this counting business and trying to keep Moreno going forward and then stopping, and oh my god, it was a good workout for my brain and for my body as well, but my brain was just on overdrive. And then whenever we got the hang of that, we moved it up to sitting for 3 strides and then doing normal working trot for 3 strides and then sitting for 3, and so on and so forth. This was just to build up a little bit of a rhythm, because my sit and trot, I'm the first to admit it, my sit and trot isn't great, and Moreno is not the easiest horse to sit to either. So it was just to build up a bit of a rhythm so that if I did go into sit and trot to ask for canter or anything, I wasn't just banging around on his back. And then my dad didn't get on video, but we do a little lap and sit and trot, and it really, really helped. So this is our little bow tie exercise. You can see he was a little bit hesitant into it at first because he just wanted to have a look at it. So as you can tell, it's in the shape of a bow tie, obviously. We just go through it all different ways. This is actually, you can do it in trot and canter, you'll see in the later clips. Moreno, with poles, he can be quite hesitant getting into them. So you just need to really keep your leg on and be like, right, yep, we're going. That turn there was horrendous. It was too, there wasn't enough room for him to turn, so we never really got the turn great. There was nothing we could do about it though. Even the instructor was saying it was just too tight for his wee legs, or for his big legs even, because there was a lesson before me, but it was ponies. So, and Moreno's not a pony, even though I call him pony, he's not a pony. So we're just going through this, all different directions to keep it changing up and keep his brain active as well as his legs. So as you can tell, he's not really doing it great. He does get better, but he has to get used to it first. So here you can see I'm starting to encourage him to stretch down a little bit so that he's, using his back over the poles and really working over them, which almost instantly improves him, which is insane. I'm not completely dropping my reins and giving them loads of slack, but you can still see them trying to encourage him down a little bit. And you can see the difference it's made already. It was crazy how, just that slight little change could fix everything. Well, not fix everything, but you know what I mean. Nothing's really ever fixed, is it? So we're just still doing this all different directions to confuse Moreno and confuse myself, because if he figures out what he's doing, he'll get really bored of it and he will just put no effort in. The poles would be knocked flying. It would just be a bit of a nightmare. So you can see through that one. He didn't run through it, he didn't knock them, he went over them nice, steady, and quite collected and nice as well. And they're just giving a little break and walk here. So in this one, trying it again, except we're not stretching him down. This time I've got my full contact, and you can see he's a lot more elevated going over them. My instructor actually said to me, as I was coming out of the pole exercise, to shout what I was going to do. So after that one, I shouted, oh, I'm going to walk. So we did a little bit of walk. After this one, I was going to halt, I think. Yeah, so this was just to keep Moreno really engaged and just really keep him focusing and not let him spook at that lady with the wheelbarrow. So again, we're coming through here. I'm not sure what I do this time. Oh, I leg yield this time, I think. So I shout just before I get to the middle of the bow tie. And then actually, after I did this, so as you can tell, I'm leg yielding back to the track and then circling him round. But my instructor actually suggested that if I'm going to leg yield, I just do leg yield outwards on my circle round so that Moreno doesn't get too far away from the exercise and forget he's doing it, because he would be like that. He would get quite far away from it and think, oh, what's the point in going back up there? That's hard work. So we changed that. This time, that was a shocking canter transition. You'll see at the end of the lesson, we did do some work on canter transitions. Our canter needs a lot of work at the minute, but I was really happy with that downwards transition. He didn't really change pace at all, he didn't pull or anything, he just went really steadily into it. This one was another walk after, and you can see I had a little walk break after that as well. But you can see this one here was meant to be another canter transition, and he just, I'm not sure what it was this day, I think he was just grumpy. So we started working on a little circle over where I am now, just away from the pose for a little bit. Because he never does this. He never does this. But I think the fact that he knew he was in a lesson and he was a bit annoyed that he was being asked to work, he just threw his head up a bit. He does that. He's quite human-like. But you can tell the transition was much better, because I did tell him off. I gave him a little flick with a stick and was like, don't run through my leg. What are you doing that for? You never do that. I did have to explain to my instructor that he never does this. But I don't know if she believed me. I really hope she did. So here we're just going for a little canter. As I said before, this exercise can actually be done in the canter as well. In between each little triangle, it's just one stride. So you can tell actually his canter it's not horrendous. I didn't give him enough credit earlier, but I just personally think it could be a lot better. So we're going this way, just in a little circle. We wobbled a little bit there, so I gave him a big pat for him not breaking the trot and letting me kind of fix him up. He breaks the trot here. Yeah, he tries to break the trot, and then I gave him a big kick and was like, don't do that, cheeky boy. So we're just doing it on a circle this way, just so he doesn't have to think about leg changes, he doesn't have to think about being disunited. All he needs to think about is canter and on a circle. Again, back to trot, you can see now, this is whenever he really starts to soften with the head. But I wasn't actually asking him to go on the bit today, I was more encouraging him to stretch a little bit, just because that would be more beneficial for him personally. So if he did go on the bit, obviously he did get praised for it, that's definitely not a bad thing, but I just wanted to encourage him to stretch a little bit, go through his back and try and build up some more bum muscle, because it's definitely needed, you can never have too much of that. So here you can see another little canter transition was much better that time, much better. I think he's wised up a little bit now, he's realised that he's not going to win. Also, please excuse the colour of him. Whenever he comes past, you can see his neck is like brown. I tried to clean it, but I just couldn't. This lesson was early in the morning and there was just no chance he was getting bath for it. So again, we're just doing our little circle this way. Not just so he doesn't have to think about flying changes, disunited, the whole jazz. Just doing a few little circles. I'm not sure why our little working hunter brushes are set up. If anyone's wondering, we don't actually jump. I have my dressage saddle on. So I'm not sure why they're set up, so just ignore them. And then we have another little trot, making sure he stays forward in the trot. This was my decision. I decided to bring him over the poles again, just so he knew whenever he came back from canter, that doesn't mean stop working. He still had to work. So here we are again. I think in this clip we might canter the bow tie the other direction. that you can see he's got much more respect with the canter transitions now. I just decided to do a little circle up this end of the school just to make sure I had a good forward canter and a nice rhythm in it. You can see, I hope you can tell the improvement in Moreno and how much less he's spoken. We did have a feed change and a bit change, so I think that benefited him as well. But yeah, you can see going through there, I didn't keep my leg on enough. I didn't have enough impulsion get into it. And he just he didn't do it very nice. There's nothing really wrong with it, it just wasn't very nice. So then we're going over the middle. I didn't ask him for a flying change, I did ask him to come back to trot. And then Claire asked me to ask him for a medium trot, and then he spooked at those haylage bales at the bottom. So we didn't we didn't get it there. So she asked me to give it another go up this long side, which I do. But after that spook, he was just a bit fizzy. So he does offer me a lovely trot. I know he could do better, but I was just still trying to bring him back from the spook and everything. So he gets a big pat for how quickly he managed to focus again, because usually if he spooks once, his mind's blown for the rest of the ride. And then another little walk break. The walk breaks are really important for Moreno. Again, he's an older horse, he gets really sweaty, and he's really not at his fittest after his injury. So the walk breaks are just super important just to make sure he's not overwhelmed or anything. You can see in this clip he started doing his little head wobble thing. Again, you can tell my reins aren't tight. That has nothing to do with anyone who rides him. He just does that. He's always done it, even from he was a baby, his owner was telling me. So that transition was much, much better. And you can tell his canter is actually looking a bit better. He does have one rein that's much better than the other. However, I still managed to mess this up because I just took my leg off, and God love him, he did try. He picked up canter again for me halfway through it, but he picked up the wrong leg, bless him. So we're going to give it another go, and this time I'm going to actually learn how to ride. You're meant to keep your leg on before a pose. I don't know why, I just decided I was just going to sit there and ask him to figure it out. It is quite a tricky exercise with how narrow it is in the middle, because he really does have to think about where he's placing his feet. So we're going round again, doing a little circle again to get a more established canter, and to make sure I have a nice forward rhythm and that he's not going to die on me before the pose. So I just cut this corner a little bit here because it was just too far away, it would have taken too much effort. So you can see that was much better. Cutting the corner meant that we could get a better stride into it. And then I actually trotted him because I realised I was meant to turn towards the fence. I'm not sure how that would have worked because it was way too tight. So I trotted him rather than him breaking his neck trying to do like a handbrake turn around the corner. So just for the end of the lesson, we went into our dressage arena. Now again, I'm completely not focusing on his head at this point because I don't want to have to ask him. I want him to have the muscle and supporting himself just to naturally do it. So I'm not asking him for anything. At this point what we're working on is getting him off the leg. So we want, I don't want to have to kick him. I want to just be able to squeeze and he'll trot or slide my outside leg behind the girth and he'll canter. I don't want to have to constantly be giving him these big kicks. So what we're doing here is if he doesn't respond to my first little squeeze, he gets a little flick with the stick. I'm not beating him. He's just getting a little, come on, wake up. You're working. And he's a really, really quick learner. And then bringing him back to walk, changing the rein, doing the same thing. But I actually think this is my own fault rather than his, because whenever he's brilliant responsive off the leg. He's a super pony, but he's also not a pony, he's 15 too. But whenever he's come back into the work, as you know, Moreno can be very tense and very spooky. So I actually got a bit nervous with putting my leg on him, and I would kind of niggle at him and just kind of give him a little, like, wobble my heel almost against his side, and it wouldn't be like a firm, okay, we're going now. I would kind of ask him and let him do it at his own pace because I was too scared of him taking off on me. So now that he's calmed down and everything, I need to kind of get him out of the habit that I've accidentally put him into. As you can see, he's got the trot pretty quickly. We're doing quite a lot of transitions just so he knows, you know, the basics, the goes and stops. You can also see he's getting very, very, very soft through his neck at this point in the lesson, although it was near the end, and he was absolutely knackered. So sometimes he isn't so responsive and his trot might not look as nice, but he was just exhausted, bless him. So here we've now started moving on to the canter, and then that was actually quite a nice transition back to trot, if I do say so myself. So just working on, all I want to do is slide my outside leg back and a tiny little squeeze and he will canter, instead of having to, you know, sit and really kick him and try and G him up, because he's not that type of horse. He just won't go, as you would have seen earlier in this video. So I honestly, at this point, I was so happy with him. Another little canter transition. He didn't go quite as forward as I would have liked straight away, but obviously this is his first time trying this, so I can't expect it to be perfect. Our instructor just had us working in circles up at the top half of the school because I literally can't hear, and if we used the whole dressage arena, I just wouldn't have heard her whatsoever. I don't know what it is. I think it might have been the wind or something. There was no chance that day. And also earlier in the lesson I poked myself in the eye and went through the poles with tears streaming down my face, and my instructor thought that she'd said something that had really offended me, so I had to take time out to explain that I wasn't actually crying, I just stabbed myself in the eye. So here again he's getting another little break. My instructor's just talking to me about, you know, he should be getting tired, not me, because I'm the one, through the transitions, I'm the one putting all the work in. He's literally hardly doing anything. So she's just reinforcing he should be getting tired, not me. And little things like this would really bring our dressage marks up, I hope. It's the really, really small, subtle things that you don't even think about that would increase your marks. So here we have we're going for another trot. You can see I didn't have to use my stick at all there. He went straight off that tiny little squeeze of the leg. Again, he's getting really soft in my hand, and he's even bending quite nicely with this circle. Obviously it's not a 20-meter circle, I've done it quite big. I was so happy with that transition, and like how he seemed to hold himself together really well. He didn't go into it really slow, he didn't run into it, he just went lovely and calmly into it. So at this point I think I'm like, yeah, what a good boy. Do you want to just leave him here? But I decided to do it a few more times just to cement it in his head that, you know, it's not a one-off, this is how you have to go from now on. So you can see that I can't remember what reins is better rein. I have to ride him to feel it, but I'm sure you'll be able to make a judgment for yourself. Again, that transition, it was still lovely, but I could feel, obviously everyone knows their own horses, I could feel he was exhausted at this point. He wasn't, you know, being particularly lazy. I just know my horse as well. So this is when we start to wind down a little bit. My dad didn't get our actual cool down on video, but he just got a few laps on a trot with his reins at the buckle just to stretch him out, and then he got walked around for a little bit, and then whenever he got untacked, we sponged him. He's a very sweaty boy. He got sponged and then he got hand walked for a little bit. We went down to watch some of our friends ride while he had a little nibble at some grass. And then once he was dry, he got his rug back on and he went out in the field to play with his little field mate, who is twice his size, but he seems to think that if they have a fight, he will win. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little lesson vlog. You can see at the end of it, he's going much better, and I was just super, super happy with him. Hi guys, so in today's video we are doing a Copa Equestrian photo shoot. This is one of our lovely models, Amy. I have my Copa stuff on, Copa steel leggings, jet black t-shirt, white, what's the white one? Ice t-shirt, and where's my and and the jet leggings. So we're on an adventure to try and find some nice scenic areas, and we've stumbled across this little river thing, lake area, and a massive field. So if we run into any wild animals that kill us, if anyone uploads this vlog, just know it was nice. It was a nice day.
And it was probably a bear that killed us because we saw a bear paw print.
Yeah, I'll include like the video of the burr paw print that we saw 2 seconds ago. But also, I don't know if you can see, but look at the track that we just had to walk down. Hold on. That was our footpath. Right, that was our whole footpath.
And we
So
had a few mishaps.
yeah, Amy nearly died, got her boot stuck. For some reason I still have my spurs on from riding Moreno, so that's ideal. They'll need cleaned. But we have baby wipes, don't we?
Yes, we have baby wipes.
Baby wipes. For a professional photographer, in case anyone hasn't guessed, I'm taking the photos as well. So
And also modelling.
And also modelling, doing a bit of both. Also Copa Equestrian hat, customisable pom-pom. Gotta get that plug in. But so it wouldn't be one of my videos if the camera didn't stop recording. So there we go, we're back again. I think I just got in my hat promo there before we got stopped so rudely. So I'm just going to include some videos and some photos, like the final photos throughout this vlog. Also, this lighting is really not doing it for me right now.
I'm loving it.
I look so greasy.
Right.
I look so greasy. I'm not greasy. This way. No, but right. So I'll keep you updated, and if we ever get lost, this might be the last footage you ever see of us. So yeah, enjoy. We get eaten by a bear. Just documenting that. Just in case.
This is like a good trick.
Just scenic views of the clouds. Wow.
Wow.
Boots are still muddy. Getting cleaned though in the walk. So we are in the middle of a field. Amy has a tripod with her, so we tried to get some really nice, like, cute model shots. But our faces, well, my face personally wasn't there. And some of them I'm blinking, so we're kind of a wee bit like, but we're getting some good photos, we hope. We found somewhere with really nice lighting, and this feed's completely empty, so if
Hopefully.
well there may be horses, cows, sheep, I don't know, but we're just on an adventure, so we'll see what happens. We've left our good old river behind though, sadly. So the fear of drowning is now gone. It's just now what wild animal's gonna get to us first.
Why do you think you want a baby wipe? Get off me!
So we found a dog.
It's attacking me.
I'll not put him in the video. I don't know who.
We don't have his consent.
But he's broke out of someone's house. Oh my god, you're a maniac. So we've gotta clean the mud off the boots. This is such an unflattering angle.
I don't know why I gave you one. like one is done. Like we're finished with one. A car's just pulled up.
That was a bit weird.
It was one of the fucking dog was gonna get ran over.
Oh. Where's he going? Right.
He's got places to be.
I feel like we should definitely get that dog back to its house. Don't know where it
We don't know where it is.
Oh, hello.
Back, don't jump on me when I'm
This
cleaning
is
my
a
boots.
dirty baby wipe.
It puts itself in the video.
It's like, I'm from Tony.
What breed is it?
A pug mix or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it Tony. Our friend Tony, he's here. Hold on, I'll give him a vlog. Do you want to do it?
No, don't give that to me. Just set it in the car. Tell them there we go. Later.
Let me get Tony in the vlog. Where is he? Oh, Tony.
Oh no, we're gonna run it away. Like full cult up there. It's like I don't consent to being in this video.
There he goes. He's at home.
That was
Well,
funny.
Tony. It's nice to.
Just turn around and he's absolutely charging up the hill.
I didn't even get to say it again. So yeah, it was nice to know Tony while he was here. Tony the pug crossed with something. I don't know
what he was. He was really funny looking.
I know. God love him. He was like a wee ginger thing. You can't bloody see him because the vlog was his ass run up the hill. So yeah, one of our fields was definitely had cows in it.
So now the boots need clean so we don't ruin Amy's car.
Yeah, I really don't want a car shit in my car. Wait, am I allowed to
PG-18?
swear in your vlog?
No.
Okay, bleep that out.
My audience is definitely like over 18 though.
They are?
I feel like they are. Leave a comment down below if you're over 18.
Get you demonetized.
Please don't, because YouTube doesn't even pay me yet. So yeah, the boot clean isn't going very well. There's stones stuck to mine.
I know, I feel like I just might wipe them in grass now.
I think mine are past that point.
Like the bottom of them, because I don't want to baby out the bottom, because it's just not going to work.
I polished these before I came out to you.
We're just getting the car really dirty instead of the outside.
I didn't be aware of the car. I literally used like boot polish for these.
Did you?
Like I went in. Any last words for this clip?
I'm not even in it.
Just importing all the photos from today, and this will take about 3 years because my laptop is so old and I have no storage on my laptop or my phone, so this might not be the best idea. There's me doing my own little bit of modelling, but yeah, I'll just wait here for the next 3 years until this downloads for me. Okay guys, so that is all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know people were saying that they did like my behind the scenes photo shoot vlogs. I'm so sorry that this couldn't be a proper long one. Whenever things are a bit more normal again, I will get more clients hopefully if people book me. But yeah, I'll get more clients and I'll do some more behind the scenes, obviously if they consent to it. But yeah, and as with the lesson as well, we're hoping to do some more online dressage because even our instructor was saying she noticed a big difference in Moreno. Again, the physio is coming out very soon actually. Just we were saying in the lesson we did notice a little bit, he does struggle a bit on one side. It's much less noticeable now that he's built up some muscle, but it's still there, so no harm in getting the physio out just to check him over. But that is all for this week's video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next week for another video. Bye!